I just got offered $200 a day to go protest ICE in New York. The organization was called No Kings. They said June 14th we're going to be protesting, and these are the streets that you need to be on, and this is what you need to do. You need to cause chaotic disruptions, and they said that there's going to be pallets of like bricks and different things everywhere that protesters could use.
All right, so there is speculation that certain groups are behind this 100%. On my notes, I have radical leftist groups like PSL and Answer Coalition are behind the LA riots. These protests are not spontaneous. These protests are funded. It's an agenda, ladies and gentlemen. They want as many illegal, why do you think Biden left the border open? They want as many illegal aliens to get in this country so they can give them amnesty. They will become instantaneous Democrat voters. They spread them out throughout all of the country, all of the swing states. So therefore they'll run amok.
This comes from ABC News. It says Michelle Obama makes first comments after daughter Malia drops last name. Man, shoot. If my daughter walked up to me and told me she was dropping her last name, I tell her, what, you getting married? She said, no, I'm just dropping it. Why? Well, I don't want to carry your last name. And you expect to come back to this house? Well, yeah, that's a mistake. And that's a miscalculation. Drop my last name, you can erase my phone number and this address. You ain't bringing your little disrespectful, ungrateful behind back to my house ever again. You think the Kennedys dropped their name? Hell no, they don't. They want everybody to know. If a Kennedy woman marries another dude and take his last name, her children gonna put Kennedy as their middle name, like a hyphenation, like Robert Kennedy Smith, Sam Kennedy Johnson. They want you to know. You think a Rockefeller gonna drop their last name? Shit. And the media applauding it. Black family doing this. It's to be applauded. All right. There's a guy out there that I've been watching on YouTube. I mean, this guy is straight no chaser. He rough around the edges. And you might need to find the clean version of his interviews. But he is a ghetto philosopher. And I guess that's what he called himself. His name is Charleston White. I mean, Charleston is a wild dude. And this happened a few weeks ago. And this guy asked Charleston about what should be done to stop what's going on in the black community. And Charleston said something that was funny as hell. I'll never forget it. Charleston said, put them all back in slavery.
Man, you speak so passionate about it, man. I'm ask you this just to clear the air, man. Are you familiar with like Uncle Ruckus from the Boondocks?
I ain't never watched it. I know about it. But yeah, I'm Uncle Ruckus. I hate.
I'm gonna ask you that, dude. Like,
I do. What good do you see in black people? How can you not hate a nigga that love the dead but disrespect everything living in his life? I hate these people, homie, because they evil. They don't love black people. So there should be a reset of slavery in America. And I volunteer to go in just to oversee black people. And I'll whip ass in the shape. I'll be just like Stevens. I'll whip black people in the shape with a whip. I know what to do to them, boss. And I bet my grandmama can sit on the porch and be safe with a nigga like that in your community. They not building. Why wouldn't you go against these niggas? They not building nothing. They destroying every woman they lay with. They disrespect every woman they sleep with, homie. Why you want to be on their side? No, homie, I don't like this shit. I'm ashamed to be a black man. I'm a proud man. But when we go to grouping together, I'm ashamed.
Charleston said do a reset. Put them all back in slavery. He said, because after slavery, we were better off than we are now. He said, we need to take them all, put them right back in the chains again, and do a reset. And the guy asked Charleston how long. He said, another 400 years. That can't be done legally, Charleston. We do have a thing called the 13th Amendment and the 14th Amendment. But I understand the sentiment.
So if there were peaceful protests on Saturday for the military parade, President Trump would allow that?
Of course the president supports peaceful protests. What a stupid question. Raquel.
Thank you so much, Caroline.
Did you see her face? She was like,
but the toss of the hair is what had me. I was like, girl, really?
It was a stupid question. We're not upset about protests. We're upset about looting, rioting, and violence. Duh.
What was so funny about that question was you're really asking a man who spent the last 4 years being viciously attacked using lawfare, if he's going to stand up on the Constitution. Absolutely.
TDS is real. It is so real. And it has infected extensively Black women.
You refer to intellectuals in society. Whom do you mean?
I mean people whose end products are ideas, because the engineer is judged by the end product, which is not simply ideas. If he builds a building that collapses, it doesn't matter how brilliant his idea was, he's ruined. Conversely, if an intellectual who's brilliant has an idea for rearranging society, and that ends in disaster, he pays no price at all.
Again, I'm quoting from Intellectuals in Society. It is far easier to concentrate power than to concentrate knowledge.
Yes.
What bearing has that got on the influence that intellectuals have over society as a whole?
At the heart of the intellectual's attraction to socialism lies a belief in concentrated knowledge, a conviction that those who have studied systems, theories, and social sciences are inherently better equipped to design, direct, and manage society as a whole. Yet as appealing as this may sound, it rests on a critical error, conflating certainty about ideals with certainty about implementation. Knowing that universal health care is a noble goal is not the same as knowing how to allocate billions of dollars of resources, to structure incentives so that doctors serve patients, that research continues at the cutting edge, and that costs do not spiral out of control. As I once recounted, a commercial pilot on final approach to Ithaca, New York, only realized at the last second that he had failed to lower his landing gear. He did so, and the disaster was averted. That knowledge was consequential, and it flowed from hands-on experience, not from academic papers or theoretical models. Another factor that draws intellectuals to socialism is the allure of utopia, the vision of a classless society, of cradle-to-grave security, of elimination of poverty. All of these are deeply appealing ideals. Yet this moral fervor often downplays or ignores the trade-offs involved. Guaranteeing a job to every citizen sounds wonderful until one asks, if your job is guaranteed whether you show up or not, what incentive do you have to innovate or exceed expectations? If healthcare is free at the point of service, what prevents resource overuse, long waits, and bureaucratic red tape?